Hello, everybody. Today I'm in a different place than my house, and I'll show you where. Do you recognize this place? I'm here at Parker School doing some work while Jamin plays on the playground. So I thought while he's playing, I can read you today's book. This is called This is the Rope, written by Jacqueline Woodson, illustrated by James Ransom. So you guys can see. This is the rope my grandmother found beneath an old tree a long time ago, back in South Carolina. This is the rope my grandfather used to tie the few things they owned to the top of a car that drove my grandmother, who was a mother now, from South Carolina all the long way to a place called New York City. This is the rope my grandmother held tight to as my grandfather drove real slow past the people in big city buildings that seemed to go on forever. This is the rope my grandmother used to dry the sweet-smelling flowers she grew in a small window box, reminding her of the flowers back home, where the land, she said, went on and on. And you'll see her window box here in her apartment in the city. And then you can see the flowers hung on that rope. They're here to dry. This is the rope my grandfather strung so that my mama's diapers could blow dry in the hot, dry breeze. This is the rope my mama tied around a small ducky's neck, then pulled it along, singing, quack, quack, quack. This is the rope my mama held out to the girls on the block in her new Brooklyn block, a home of their own that they finally owned. Mama asked shyly, "Anybody want to play?" This is the rope my mama first tripped on as she sang with her friends. Miss Lucy had a baby, she named him Tiny Tim. They're jump roping. This is the rope Mama's brother took from her room for some crazy game that little boys play. This is the rope my mama found again 10 years later when my grandfather said, "We need a bit of rope to tie these things down inside this here car, like that rope we used to have from back home." Then he drove with my mama off to a college far away from the city, while up at the window, my grandmother waved. Remember, she planted the flowers in the box? She's getting older now. Her daughter is growing up. This is the rope my mama placed on the piano around family photos. And me, just a baby, and then a little bit bigger, already reaching for it. This is the rope my daddy used when he showed me the way to tie a sailor's knot. 2 times around and pull it real tight. You want whatever you make or do in your life, my daddy said, to last. This is the rope my mama turned as she waved to my daddy and taught me to sing the Miss Lucy song on our sidewalk, here, right in Brooklyn, just last Friday night. This is the rope that held up the sign saying, "We are all family," at our picnic reunion in the big park up the street from our home. This is the rope, threadbare and graying, that I traded with my grandma for a brand new one. Then I jumped a new jump. My name is Beatrice. I come from Brooklyn. As my family smiled proudly and the sun began setting, my grandma held on to her rope from back home. And her long ago memory of sweet smelling pine. The end.